Hello everyone, this is Planckera, and welcome to my universe. And yes, it is Iofi. It is. And last time I finished off most of her head, I realized at the end that I forgot to put the blue on the tips of her hair again, and more importantly, I totally forgot to render her little hair bun here, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that at the start. But then I'll be jumping right into getting her body. I think that arm is probably about as good as I'm gonna get it, but I think it's fine. Hooray for largely being able to cover it up with hair. Anywho, let's go find where I put her back hair here. Gotta find my layer. There it is. Oh yes, I totally forgot. Oops. Totally forgot to shade this. So I'm gonna do that now before I forget again. Alright. Light source being on her face, roughly. I want it to kind of curve around this way. And then I'll probably just put a little bit of texture. Yeah, I know, right? I was very surprised. Just happened to plop down a schedule that day, and suddenly there was a like from Iofi on it. I hope she likes the illustration once I'm done. I think it's looking pretty good. I think this face is super cute. Look at that happy face. I'm glad too, because man, after I drew the eyes, there were some shenanigans, but I managed to fix it. So now I think it's looking pretty good. Anywho, let's see. How is her hair bunched up there? Yeah, just little ball. I can probably just draw it however I want, so I'll just do it like this. As long as it's relatively curved around, it should be fine. I still think it looks a little boring, so I'll go ahead and add a couple more strands there. There we go. That should be fine. Alright, let's get the blue on there. Let's see, I'm gonna do them... Well, you know what? I have to do them both. I'll do it here. Blue, and if I recall, it is the exact same color as the blue on... The blue paint splatter on the overalls. Yes, that does look like about the same color. So I already have it right there, so here we go. Is it just a gradient? When I ask these questions, I'm just taking a quick look at the reference of her model that I have up in my browser here. Oh yeah, and that's right, her side ponytail there actually has a lot of pink paint on it too. Okay, so I'll have to draw that in as well. Alright, let's do this. You never realize what something looks like until you go and draw it. I swear, it's like, you think you know what something looks like, and then you do your best to go and draw it, and it's just... not quite what you expect. Gets me every time. Alright, so I'll start like that. I already have a shadow color here, so I'll just go ahead and use it. And I think the way I'm gonna shade it here is I'm gonna go ahead and grab my shading off of the hair over here. So I'm gonna start with the lighter one first, and then I'll mix another color for the darker part. This is a little bit easier than just reshading the whole thing. Oh. Let's see, things look fine on my end. Let me just check things. Well, thank you. I'm going to make sure that nothing's broken, but yeah, OBS is picking up my voice, so it might be something on your end. I will... I figure I might as well try to ask in chat, but yeah, things seem fine on my end. So it might be you. Are you sure you're not muted? Oh, I see. Okay. Fair enough. So something's being broken. It's just... You can't have sound on right now. Understand. Understood. All good. Just wanted to make sure that nothing was broken. Okay. So some of this is thin enough that I'm gonna have to draw it, but that's fine. Okay. I will start with that. Oh, I didn't have the layer locked. That's important. And then from there, all I can really do is just kinda draw the rest in and make sure it looks okay. Of course! You gotta make everything shiny, it's important! It's so important! I'm gonna go mix my darker color on the blue back here. I think that'll be a little bit easier here. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna go back up here and I'm gonna go pick the colors for the darker shadows. I still want to keep those separated, and I might even pull some shenanigans at some point. Just to get everything looking nice. I don't remember exactly how far out the blue goes, so I'm just gonna grab everything here. Just to make sure. Every little dark spot here. Let's see, did I get it all? I don't think it goes that far, so... Okay, and over here... This entire area is just like super dark, so everything is getting grabbed over there. Okay. Just color everything in now. Okay. Yes, there we go. Okay, now I just gotta make that look good. Shouldn't be an issue, really. I'm gonna go ahead and check everything against what I initially drew, because I like the way everything shook out here, so I think it is good to reference it. I don't remember exactly how far it went. All the way out there, huh? Okay, that was a bit more than I expected, so I will have to get some of these areas too. Don't want anything to feel left out here. You know, for all of that, I might as well just grab my selections here. Yes. Just select the areas that I need to make sure are colored in way out here. Oops. Nope. Definitely nope. Okay, there we go. And I realized that I forgot to grow my selection, so things are a little bit messier than I would like here, but that's fine. I'll just keep going as I am. I can kind of handle touching it all up. Just good to note for things to kind of speed up my process here. Still gonna keep on working on that, and now that I've done a whole bunch of just headshot requests, I might start doing some other stuff. I'm gonna finish off a bunch of the other requests. I may or may not finish them all right now. I might switch to something else soonish. We'll see. I'd like to finish a lot of them, though. I'd feel a little bit rude if I stopped partway through, but I think I'd like to do some other studies, so I might start doing some photo studies and stylization experiments again. And man, you know what? I was down here for a long time, and this fly that's been down here left me alone the entire time. Get down here, start talking, suddenly fly in my face. Interrupting me, going off on on things I want to try. Rude. Flies are the worst, man. They just the absolute worst. Maybe a slight exaggeration. I guess bees are probably a little bit worse than flies. I'm glad that it's a fly and not a bee. I can say that much. I'll give the flies some credit. But even so, I think I might be giving them too much. Okay, and then over here, I don't think I grabbed as much shadow as I needed to, so let's see, where's my selection? There we are. So I'm gonna grab this part too, and put in the necessary shadows here. And from there, just, you know, continue cleaning that up. Overall, gradient hair is not too bad, but I'm particular about the colors I use, so I don't like to just set a gradient to, like, multiply or something, or just set my shading layer to multiply and call it good. I do that sometimes, but mostly for, like, effects at the very, very end, and not for, like, basic shadows. Maybe I should try doing that more often, of just setting a shadow layer to multiply and then drawing everything based on that. Alright, how are we looking? Still like a little bit of a mess, but it's getting there. Unfortunately, using the same color as the paint is going to make her hair kind of fade into the background, so I'm going to have to figure out what to do about that. I should figure that out before I move on from the hair here, but I will finish the hair first. I do want to just finish off the hair first. Fortunately, won't be hard. I'm just gonna trace over everything I've already done. And all should be well. I think I can hear my kids playing with the balloon or something upstairs. It's very cute. Love hearing him derp around. Having a good time. Okay, and over here I did not get very well at all. It's okay. I kept the opacity low so this way I could see just generally where I needed to place all my shadows and stuff. Hello there, Rafi. Thank you very much. I've been working very hard on it. But yes, I just wanted to draw something fun and colorful, and her design seemed like it'd be very good for that. I do like making things very colorful when I can. Right now, just going through and cleaning up a little bit of messiness here. Because I totally forgot about the blue gradient in her hair. Did I not? I did not put color in this area, so I should do that. Let's get that in there. And it looks like my transition here is a bit harsh, so I will use my airbrush to kind of line that out a little bit better. There we go. And then the downside to using these kinds of selections is that the edge here can sometimes get a little choppy. And I think that is very much the case right here. So I'm just gonna go over it and get it cleaner. Let me see. I have the wrong color picked. There we go. There we go. I am very particular about some of my edges here. You know what? It's kind of hard to see with the blue paint there. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do about that. That's a job for future me. I'll get on it after I finish doing stuff with the hair here. Let's see, you were not properly brought in there, so let's just get some color in there. It's fine, even if you were not properly selected, I can fix it. Perfect. What is this? Why are you there? just some loose hair that I didn't notice when I was doing the initial rendering. Okay. Now I can go back to just focusing on the dark parts. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think I've got the right color. It does feel a little bit dark. So, but I know what to do about that. Actually, the fact that it feels a little bit dark right now is probably going to help me out later. Because it means that I'll be able to make it a different color from the paint smear in the background a little bit more easily. So that should be fine. Should work out just fine. Why do I have a different color here? Let me try to get the proper color there. As you can see, like, this color is not the same as this one. and it'll look pretty silly if I don't get that fixed. Huh. I don't know, man. Yeah, seriously, why are you different colors? The one here should not be, like, transparent at all. Okay, well, as long as they're the same colors over here, it should be okay. It should be okay. And I see that I did not... Oh, no. Wait. Huh. Okay, I apparently did my selections in this area incorrectly. So I'm gonna have to go back and... get my lights in there. Something weird happened over here. Well, I guess it's fine. Let's go ahead. Fix that up here. Because yeah, for some reason, these guys, they were not selected. Very important. I want all of my colors in there properly. I need my paint smear back to make sure I pick the right color here. It's this one, right? Yep, sure is. Okay. So hopefully that'll help it out a bit. You can tell I don't use selections to draw very often. Most of the time, I just kind of go in with my good old hard round brush and just paint everything. I do like me my hard round brush. It's one of those things that I've always found a little bit funny, of common beginner questions asking what brushes people use. And I use just the most basic brush ever. Cannot get more basic than the hard round. I do like no shenanigans. Just the simplest thing. And I don't know, it works for me. I don't think I've actually downloaded a single brush in Krita ever. I just use the defaults, mostly the hard round. I wouldn't mind experimenting with some brushes, though, see if I can speed up certain aspects of my process. Look, I'm gonna be obsessing over drawing speed for a long time, I think. Just because I want to go fast. I want to find the secret to going fast. Let me see. Do I have an easy source of the default blue? Are you the right color? I hope so, because I'm color picking from over here. And if it's the wrong color, there might be issues. Oh no, it's the right color. We're good. Okay, there we go. I still feel like the blue there is a little bit strong. So while I'm going to use the same color just for the sake of convenience, I'm going to go ahead and take my airbrush eraser and kind of pare it back just a little bit. I think this is a little bit more in line with her actual character design. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the top hair here. Okay, and is there gonna be blue anywhere else? Fortunately, I think that the part covered in pink paint is probably underneath all that stuff here. About how far up the ponytail does it go? About halfway? No, there's probably a little bit over there. Okay, I'll do that in a little bit. Let me go ahead and get the blue down first. And then I will worry about the little pink paint splotches on her hair here. Okay, I'm gonna get it down strongly for now, and I'll take it back, you know, when it suits me. Okay. So I'm just gonna quickly select all my shadows here. And fortunately, it looks like there's no dark areas down here, so I really only have to worry about the one color. So that'll save me some effort compared to what I had to do before. Okay. Okay. This time I will also remember to grow the selections, this way it actually selects the entire shadow. And I'm not there having to pull shenanigans to get everything to look right. And now I just color it on in. Still gonna need to clean up the tips, though. The selection tool does not agree with the tips of the hair, unfortunately. Not at all. But it's all good. It's all good. I can draw it in manually, it's fine. I'm gonna have to do a little bit anyway, because I really don't like how choppy selections, or at least selections done with the magic wand tool, end up making my edges here look. I like my edges to be nice and smooth. I'm gonna drop the opacity on this just so I can see where I had shadows before. It's like I already got the hair looking good. I totally forgot that her hair had this blue gradient on it, so I had to already completely finished shading. So I might as well use what I had drawn before, since it is already looking pretty good. And I am already quite pleased with it. I feel like hair is one of those things that always takes me longer than I like to render. But I'm still hopeful that I can finish rendering most of her body today. Probably not the background, but at least her body. I'd be happy with that level of progress. Of course. You gotta look at it. Well, thank you. I do my best. It's just like I was saying before you came in, of just... You never really know what something looks like until you try to draw it. Because you gotta really look at these things in order to get it right. So I will be going through piece by piece and making sure that I get every detail I can. I think Iofif's design is deceptively complicated. There's actually a lot going on with it. But it still looks very simple and cute. Okay. Man, going over some of these tiny strands is a little painful, though. Gotta really get in there. I want to make sure that I trace what I had as closely as possible. It doesn't really matter if it's exact, but I really liked what I had. I really, really love the hair in this drawing, so I'd like to try to get close. And I'm pretty sure I can. I do love the hair in this drawing, though. It's so fluffy. It is just so fluffy, and I love it. Oh, I actually had a light part there. Okay. Sure, I'll keep the light part there. I trust you past me. The hair you drew was pretty good, so... I will not change anything. Just need to smooth all this out. I also want to make sure that the gradient change here matches up with all the stuff that I had drawn before too, so I don't want to be too far off. Okay, I think that's about it though. Is it smooth? Oh no, we definitely got some blobs over here. Definitely got some blobs over here. Let's go smooth those out. Oh, and I didn't smooth out this. This is still all super jagged. Okay, that should be good though. Yeah, that's no longer looking jagged. This is still looking blobby, so I'm gonna fix it, but I got rid of all those jagged edges. Fortunately, all you really have to do is go over them one more time, so it's super easy. And just work out those last little bits. Right here's got a couple of blobs that I want to get rid of. And here too. Okay, there we go. I still think this is a little bit strong, so I'm gonna kinda take it back just a little here. There we go. I think that's better. Just a little tiny more on the tips. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the paint that's over here. I'm still going to put it on the blue layer because I can. So let's see here. It goes about halfway up. Halfway on this hair is probably to about here. The problem is that I decided to put a bunch of pink paint around her hair, and now I have to put pink paint on her hair, and I am concerned. It's like, how am I going to separate these? I don't know, but I'll figure it out. So it'll be fine. Let's see here. How exactly does it look? So on the side, kind of going away from her. So if this was straight down, the side away from her would be this side. That's where the biggest blob is. So I think it'll be kind of like this. And I can't see it all, so I'm going to invert the colors for now until I figure out how this is all going to look. And then goes like this. Probably a little bit over here. That this is all going to be like totally pink. And then there's like another little blob right there. That's too big. Yes, and that is very much too big. And a little separated part out there. Yeah, I'd say that's about right. I think the rest of the details are covered by the foreground, so I'm not going to worry about it. This is fine. I think this conveys what it looks like just fine. Okay. And for this, I'm going to do something a little bit different because, like, this was more gradient hair. This is like an actual paint blob, as far as I can tell. So I'm going to go up to the paint layer splashing above her, and I'm going to pick a nice dark color. Oops, I didn't mean to set that to overlay. I meant to set my brush to overlay. There we go. We're going to pick a nice dark color here. Okay, that doesn't look good, so I will do it a different way. A little bit more. There we go. No, that's too strong. I can't use that one. As I said, I'm very particular about my colors. There we go. That's better. Okay. Go back down to my blue layer and gonna make the whole thing this color. Only the pink part. Okay. And then I think I'm going to use the shadow color to put in some shinier spots, like over here. And it'll get some highlights. It'll get some highlights. But I just kind of want to get the basics down first. Gotta make it nice and blobby. This way it'll look nice and paint-like. After painting the big yellow swatch in the front, I have a much better understanding of what paint looks like now. Okay, a little bit of separation there. Make it look like it's kind of getting into the hair. And then just a small highlight kind of up here, I think. Like right about there. Okay, this looks a little bit too much like a blob. It doesn't quite look like it's clinging to her hair, so I'm gonna make the shadows a little bit less prominent. At least on this side. This side can still stay dark. It just maybe with a little bit less shadow at the end. Okay. Yeah, I think that about does it. Maybe mine is a bit goopier than the one in her design, but I think it's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and add just a small shadow around this. Just a tiny little guy. Just enough to give the paint there a little bit more presence, but otherwise we're good. And those strands can just stay completely in shadow. They're just kind of out of the way, so this is fine. People don't need to be looking over there, it's fine. Alright. So let's see, last time I was kind of getting started on her shirt and overalls, so I will continue from there, I think. I don't have anything else missing, right? Yeah, the little blue ribbon on her bun is behind her head, so we don't see that. I haven't drawn any of, like, the paint splashes on her face yet. I don't think I'm gonna do that until near the end. When I'm ready for, like, less details. I guess I could do it now if I wanted to, but... Nah. I think I'd rather just get the rest of her body done here. So, let's go. Before I can finish the shirt, I need to get the stuff on top done. Well, I guess I don't need to, but I'm going to. So, here we go. I'm gonna start with the overall straps here. I think they look pretty good for the most part, so I don't really feel like I have to change things up. I'm just refining the edge here. Things got a little bit blurry while I was figuring out proportions and all these other things because I overused the liquify tool like hardcore, and that makes things a little bit blurry. So I just want to smooth all of that out. Get it nice and smooth. There we go. Nice and smooth, and I'm totally messing up the shading here. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna fix it once everything is smooth. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and hide the back of her overalls here. Just so I know which areas I'm working on now, and which ones I'll be working on later. And I would also like to hide the details for now. I am just gonna focus on this shape. Gotta do things one layer at a time. And like I said, it doesn't really matter if the colors are wrong right now. Right now, I just want to get the edge nice, so that this way I can go ahead, lock transparency on the layer. So this way I can never color outside the lines again, and then I will go back in and perfect all of the shading. But I just like focusing on the outlines and the overall shape. And then I go back and get everything else just right. And I'm not going to worry about everything under the foreground here. When I was initially drawing this, I hid the foreground quite a lot just to make sure that everything underneath looked good. But now that I kind of have things finalized and I know exactly where this foreground is going to be, it's all, you know, cleaned and smoothed and all that good stuff. It's not really a concern anymore. So I know I can basically ignore everything underneath the foreground here. And then this half of the overalls is a different layer, so I'll be working on it later. That actually is... Okay, no. I do have the front leg on this layer. And this part I know is underneath something, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to smooth out that edge. It's fine. And there we go. I think that is all of it. Let's see. Looking a little thick right here. Let's go ahead and make that just a touch thinner. All the way down. There we go. Okay. So now I can lock the layer and actually figure out where I want to put colors. So I know over here I want to make sure that there's a little bit of thickness here. I don't think that they're quite that thick though. Basically, this shadow right here is showing the side of the strap. So this will show roughly how thick the strap is. And, well, overalls are generally made out of a relatively thick material. It's not quite that thick. So something like that. And I'll do something similar over here. Now then, in this pose, where are the shadows here going to be? Well, the ones on her leg are a bit easier. I have it right kind of through there. Put a few folds here just to make things look nice, but otherwise, yeah, it's kind of like this. There we go. I think that should be pretty good. I don't think I need a third darker color here. This is all fine. I'm gonna go put all the stuff under the paint there in shadow here. What is that? There's like this white spot here. Oh, I see. That's the little brush holder that's on her leg. Okay, I guess it can stay. Okay, so I will have to refine him just a little bit, I suppose. So here, I'm going to think about the folds again. There's a strap being stretched over here. It's hidden right now, but it exists. And then this one is kind of stretching things here. So we probably do have a little bit of stretching. Like this. But this kind of makes it look like there's like a lump right there, so I don't think that's quite right. Let's see here. I can do that a little bit better. This should look like it's being stretched, which would probably make this kind of line. Thick material, so the folds will be big. They'll be big and kind of stiffer looking. And then over here, it's being kind of pulled that way. So I'll put kind of the big stiff fold here. Let it kind of go down like that. And then I think that's probably... I don't know, still giving the appearance of kind of a tummy right there, and that's not what I want. So I'll cut it out the other way, even if it's not strictly correct. Okay. That's a little bit better. Okay, I think that should be fine. This I don't think has any further folds, so I guess I'll just go in and clean this up. That's kind of always been my process. Just put down some general shapes, and once I am overall happy with them, I go in and smooth out the edges. Always got to start from being really zoomed out, though. And I will add a little bit on top here, because we do see the top of the overalls like this from this angle. And this will give them a little bit of thickness, so that they don't look like they're made out of paper or something. They look a little bit more like they're actually made out of, I don't know, canvas or whatever they're made out of. Okay. Fortunately, I don't think that this will be hard to clean up at all. Just trying to keep the shapes very large. I don't know. I am actually going to look up a reference real quick here. What do gene folds look like? Because I think they're actually a little bit sharper than I'm giving them credit for. Yes, I do believe so. Okay. I have the right idea here. But I think I can do this better. I do. I don't know. When I drew this one, I just thought it looked weird, and I was like, huh, are they sharper than I keep thinking that they are? The answer is yes. I should draw them a little bit more like this. As always, reference saves. It'll save you a lot of time flailing if you're not quite sure what something looks like. To just go stare at a picture of it for a second. Okay. Yes. That actually looks 100 times better. So let's go ahead and do the same on this side. Or we get one probably something like this. I'll just cut into this a little bit here. There we go. Wait, why am I up in the foreground all of a sudden? When did that happen? I just noticed that there was a little thing there, and okay. I was worried it was a hole, but I think it is just a little speck of paint, and I think that looks fine, so I'm gonna leave it there. In this case, the pixel dirt's not so bad, so it's all good. Okay. And yeah, I think that looks a lot better, so I will smooth this out. And then I can get those details in. I guess I don't need to smooth it out all the way, actually, because I know that the details here will start affecting things, so I should probably actually draw them first. Okay, let's do that. So, we have this pocket. There's that little paint pocket on her chest. I'm gonna go zoom in on it a little bit here. Because it's not like a traditional overall pocket. I guess it's pretty close. I'm not actually quite sure what that is, but I'll just draw it like a pocket, I guess. Okay. So let's see. For this, I might actually need a darker color. So I will go pick one. Getting pretty close to black there, but I think that should be okay. Let's see. I'm just going to clear everything here. I'm going to just redraw it all. With the way her body is twisting, we do not see the entire pocket. It kind of comes out here. Fans out here. feels weird to be drawing lines like this. Normally I draw in blobs, but given that this is basically just an outline, it's like, yes, I do believe that is correct. I'm not sure if I have the angle right. Let me zoom out a little. Size is totally wrong too. No, the size is actually probably the more pressing concern. Must be larger. Much larger. Bigger than that even. Wow. Okay, you know what I actually think what will help me draw this more? The little extra seams and the white threading going through it all. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that first. So, what we got here is there's gonna be like a fold here, and this is gonna represent where that, I don't know, there's like a spot that's like folded over on top of her overalls there. It looks, does it go all the way around? I don't see it on the side. So, looks like it stops right there. Am I satisfied with that level of thickness? I believe I am. I think that's about correct. So I just kind of want to smooth out that line a little bit. To me, lines and shapes and blobs of color are all about the same thing. It's just lines are thin shapes, and a lot of the other shapes are much thicker. So for me, this line going across the overalls isn't that much different from the overalls themselves. Okay, let's figure out where those other seams are. Then we got one. Yeah, there's like a thing going down the middle here. I think the middle, the center of her body. Let's see here. Kinda, yeah, like right about there. Okay. And then there'll be another one kind of around her waist. So I think that's mostly going to be under the paint. Let me see. Where does that fit in to the angle here? Okay. So it goes just below this guy here. Go ahead and clear the pocket, and I'll figure out where it goes after I get this part right. I don't have this seam low enough then. Okay, I will fix that. Or this part. The part where it gets lower, it is not in the correct place. It is too high. There we go. That looks more accurate, in which case I need to extend the shirt just a little bit here. There we go. And I will worry about getting all the shirt colors right once it is time to draw the shirt itself. Okay. And now I can go back to drawing that line there. So now I should be able to have it wrap around her body a little bit more properly. Let's see, does it go across the back? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Kind of curves like that, and then the part going across the front just kind of follows the shape of her body. So I think something like that should be accurate. There's only one white seam going around on the front, unlike the two on the top there. And then we have, like, crotch seam going down like this. Yes. And then there's another one kind of going up the back. Okay. I think I'm actually going to make the seams their own layer. I might have a rough time if I try to do... If I try to do all the details on one layer there. I think this is still technically a little bit off in a few places, but it is... I think it is close enough. I don't think I need to just go back and redraw the whole thing. It's fine. Okay, and then there's going to be something over the pockets. Where are the pockets? Kinda like here. Yeah, there's just like a little side pocket. Okay. Next step! To get the white parts in. Had to think about those ones for a second. Made me a little bit less yappy than usual. Okay. This one I think is a little bit too thick. So let's make that a little bit thinner, and now let's start getting the white parts around. I will worry about the shading on them after. Okay, there's actually one that goes on top of this. And they're fairly small. Okay. The same on the top? It sure is. There's one just kind of overlapping it. I think this one's actually a little bit too long. There we go. Oops. I erased a little bit more than I bargained for. Ah, the joy of small details. Like I said, her design is surprisingly complicated. There's a lot of little things on it. Little things that you may not notice consciously. There is a lot going on. Okay, and this will cover the top part there. I'm paying somewhat attention to the folds there, but I know that it'll match up better once I have it shaded, so I'm not too concerned with it. The folds there aren't, like, super deep or anything, so just kind of basic acknowledgement is fine. Okay, and then there's, like, a little thing around the seam there. I think I actually drew the white part the wrong side. Where it almost looks like a barcode to me, so I'm gonna draw it like that. I'm not sure how else to describe it other than it looks kind of like a barcode. I'm guessing that's just what jeans look like. I wouldn't know. I don't wear jeans. So there you go. Or rather, just making the seams in them a little bit exaggerated. Okay, and then I got some following down the edge here, just all the way around. So I'll go ahead and do those ones next. They just go all the way around on both sides, but we don't see the ones on the other side, so this is fine. Man, I was hopeful I could finish the body today, but once again, I underestimated just how much is in her design here, so here's hoping I still can. Okay, so there's not going to be any on that side, and none going down here, because we do not see the edge of her body there. Okay, and then got another little line of seams coming up here. And then another line going down the pocket. I believe it's on that side. I should double check. We're in tiny detail territory, so I gotta double check everything. I should assume nothing. Frankly, it's a good thing I did, because I got it wrong. It's on this side. Okay. Now then, we got some going across the waist. They are this side, I'd say. Do they go across there too? Yes, they do. Just double checking to make sure they went across the crotch seam. Alright. And then just down here like this. And I think this will be the last ones. But I will double check. Scrutinize the design here. Make sure I got everything. Or at least that'll be it until I do the pocket. Until the pocket. Yes, yes. Okay, that was the last one. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and shade them now. So the ones in just regular darkness will get these kinds of colors. And then the ones in the some of the more extreme darkness at the like down here and over here are gonna get this purple. Okay, let's get the purple on there. Oops. Yeah, I gotta make sure I don't hit the black parts there. It's gotta stay black. Even if it's subtle, I think it makes a difference. Oh yeah, did I miss some across her? I sure did. Okay, well, I'll draw directly in the purple then. Look, it's easy to miss these things. They're very small, but they're important, and it's important to get it right. And I'll go ahead and make these ones extra dark too, because they're kind of on the back half there. Okay! There we go! First major detail there. Okay, and now I can go back to putting the pocket on. Because now I should have a pretty good idea of where it's gonna go. It's just hanging out over here. And let's see. It goes almost all the way across. So I think it should end like right about there. It actually takes up most of the space on the overalls here. And the folds on it will be different. That's why I stopped refining the folds through here. Because I knew that the pocket would change them. And then I also want it sticking out just a little bit here. I think it'll make it look slightly more like it's elevated and kind of coming off. Make it look more three-dimensional. Because like a pocket's gonna be sticking out. It's not gonna just be flat against her. And it will be wrapping around her, but we don't see that part of her, so... This is all we've got here. And actually, I think I'll go put this below my seams layer, so this way I can just do the seams for the pocket on the same layer. That sounds a little bit more straightforward than doing it on the pocket layer itself. I do like to keep my life easy when I can. Okay. So I think that's looking pretty good there. The pocket's gonna have a little bit of shading out of its own. So I'll go put that in. That's gonna be like down here. Right now I have the layer locked, even though that probably doesn't need to, but I was just worried about coloring out of the lines over there. So that's why some parts were not getting filled in there. That's alright. I'll go get that down. I'm not going to clean it yet. I'm just going to get the general details down here. Okay, and then there's also, like, little tiny holsters where the paint is, but I think I'm going to do that on a separate layer because I want to draw the paint themselves before I draw all that, so gonna ignore that for now. Okay, and I think before I refine that, I'm gonna go ahead and draw the little buttons. So we got that little button that's... I'm not sure what to make of it. It just kind of looks like a woman's bathroom sign to me. I've always thought it was a bit weird. It's alright, we'll get it in. So let's see, it goes... I'd say about here. Overlaps very slightly with the pocket. You know what, I'm gonna draw this on another layer because... Man, getting the angle of that is gonna be a thing. It shouldn't be, but I know my abilities and I know where I tend to mess things up. So I get the feeling I will have to rotate this a couple of times before I get it going the correct direction. Okay, now I actually got it pretty close that time. Okay, and then the UFO button. This one goes slightly above the pocket. It's about the same size as the one below. So I will try to match that. So where I'm doing my best to try to measure everything out. So this way I get things about the right distance away from each other. And I think before I shade all the little details here, I want to go ahead and actually draw them all. So I'm going to draw the paint. The little bit of paint that goes in the pocket. I don't like this. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to really perfect the shape of this one, and then I'm going to duplicate the layer and use that for the shape of the other one. There is just something a little bit wrong about it. There we go. Okay, now they look a little bit more similar. Okay, let's get that paint in there. Are there any other small details aside from the paint splatters? I want to save the paint splatters for the end. Just 'cause. Okay, so we have the cuffs around the edges as well. Yeah, sure, I'll go do that now. I think I lost the color, unfortunately, because I went ahead and deleted everything on that layer before, so let me get that back. Fortunately, I can just color pick from the model, so it's all good. This one is a little bit shorter than the one on the other side there. Doesn't stick out quite that much. And let's see, it's gonna kind of come down like this, just because the side of the leg is so far forward here. Like this is the front, and then this is the side. So you can kind of see how it all wraps around. There we go. And this side will be in shadow here, so let's go put that on. Go put in some folds to make things look nice. Draw the back. So this way it's clear that it's wrapping all the way around her leg, and that's good for now. I will go ahead and clean that up once I'm ready to clean up the rest of the details. So let's go ahead and add some paint. I've already got some very loose paint here, but gonna go ahead and redraw all of that. Okay. Let me pick the color here, and we'll take a close look at the white there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. Goes all the way around. We see, if this is the halfway point, which color is in the halfway point? Like, yellow is kind of going right through it there. So if we have yellow kind of... Let's see, how tall are they? Go from about here to about here. With... I'd say that includes the lid, so that's a little bit too tall for what I'm trying to do right now. So we'll say that this one is yellow. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and draw the whole thing. Let's see, at this angle we see the top of the little paint container here, so I will draw accordingly. Let me see, I think I'm just going to steal the shadow color from the eye white here. It looks fine. So we'll see the top of the container a little bit right here. Just, I don't think it'll be in that strongly when it comes time, because, you know, the paint tubes are not shaped like that. But I just want that down to help me understand the perspective of what I'm trying to draw. So we'll draw a little paint tube like this, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to draw one, and then duplicate it 5 times. Because I don't think we see the red container here. If this one is yellow. Okay. So... a paint container is going to be a little bit flatter. So I will flatten it out a little, and then we'll put in the little nozzle. Kind of comes up like this. And then there's like a little square nozzly thingy on top. Again, just another thing to kind of help me understand what it is I'm trying to draw. So there's like the cap, little parts that go up to it. Okay, and then the top part of it is metallic. Or at least it looks vaguely metallic to me, so I'm gonna steal the color from the brush up here. Just use this for my generic metal stuff color. So it goes around like this. I do not believe the nozzle itself is metallic, it's only this top part. Yep, that looks about right to me. Gonna lock the layer there. Okay, and now we'll make it shiny. You gotta make it shiny. Gotta make it shiny. Can't have it any other way. And there we go. Take my shadow color, put a little shadow right on the rim here. Put shadows on the edges here. Make it look nice and cylindrical. Just a tiny one on that side. Okay. I'm going to take another look at the caps there, and I think that this looks fine. Make it a little bit less flat. So normally I'd make a point of trying to make this bottom part look a little bit flatter, but it's going to be like in a pouch. There's like a little bit of denim on the bottom there, so I'm not going to worry about it. So the only thing left is just the paint color. And what I think I'm going to do there, just to make my life a little bit easier, is I'm going to go ahead and group these. And I'm going to put a new layer here, and I'm going to call it paint color. So that this way I can just draw it once, and then when I duplicate this 5 times, I can just fill it in with a new color without having to redraw everything and be careful. Being careful is terrible, man. Absolutely terrible. Okay, and it's right up against the metallic part. So I will wrap this yellow color around there. I think it's actually about the same color as this. Oh yeah, that is so close that it's within margin of error for how I picked my color. So yes, I will just use the same color for that. Okay. Get the shadow parts in. And there we go. And then there's like some text. I was gonna say it's covered up, but it looks like on the side here. Yes. Okay, is that what's supposed to be there? I see. Okay. So, rather than each tube having the same text, it looks like it says paint star across the whole thing. Okay. So that means yellow will have I. So let's see, is this sized and angled correctly? Let me double check it all. Okay, I do think it needs to be a little bit bigger, and I'm not 100% satisfied with the angle. Let's get all that in. Okay, there we go. That's how I want it. Is it blurry? No, I think it looks fine. Okay. So the tube here is gonna have a big ol' eye on it. Right below the color. I'll just do it on the color layer. And it's the short top and a long bottom. There. Okay, I think that's about correct. So now I can start duplicating these. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to go ahead and put the little denim holster thingies around them. So what we have here is just a little thing that goes around. Like that. I'm just drawing it in the dark color. I will put the lighter color on top. A little bit wider. Hello there, Karisu. Let's see, holster. Okay. And after that, there's like a little strap that goes all the way across. All the way across. Let's see, this looks totally crooked. I'm actually just gonna do it again. That looked totally crooked and wrong. There we go. That one's looking better. Yeah, that one's looking better. Okay, and then I will draw the bottom part again. Since I wasn't happy with it before. Let's see if this time it goes a little bit better. Gotta keep trying until I get it right. Okay, I think that's looking alright here. Does it look like it's wrapping around the paint properly? I'm gonna have to, like, connect all these at the end, but I can do that all at the end. Let's just get the basics down here. And I will worry about perfecting it all at the end. Okay, and then there's like a little strap thing like this. And a little tiny button. I believe that is accurate. I will do the seams after as well. I still think this is rotated a little bit incorrectly. Is that better? Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so let's go get all of these across here. There's one more on this side. I will do it first. Because it's gonna be like slightly overlapped here. Something like that. Okay. And then I'll just put each one of them down. So I need 3 more. This is yellow. Yep. 3 more, just going all the way across. I actually have too much space here. I am surprised. Okay, let me make them all a little bit larger then. Until I feel like the proportions are correct. Okay, I think that's perfect. And let me see, do they look blurry? They actually really don't. So fortunately, making them larger didn't totally mess things up for me. Okay. Let's go ahead and change the colors. So this one's going to be kind of the... It's a more of a dark blue than a purple. So I'll start there. And this one has the, like, little double star symbol instead of a letter. So that'll be like... Let's see here. Take that brown color. And we got a little tiny star. There, it's like a just little double star here. Something like that. Okay. Then next we have... Let's see, the kind of cyan blue. Hello there, honey. My life has been going pretty well. Look, I get to come on and draw things for the internet every day. How can life not be great? I also just generally like this picture, so all is well. That feels a little dark. Actually, I believe that this is the same color as my background blue. Yes, it is. So I'll use that color. Which means I can also use its shadow, and I don't have to do any fancy color picking. Well, thank you. It's okay, it's time to go into all the details. You gotta do all the things. Because yeah, I mean, I'm going into the point where I'm just finishing off everything, so... Okay, this one's gonna be the T. There we go. Okay, next color is green. I actually do have green in the background, so I will just steal that color. Steal that color and its shadow. Oh, that's the shadow. There we go. Naturally. Okay, and this will be the N. Right here. Okay, and then the last one is orange. There's no orange here, so I will just have to pick that. So let's see. I think that is a good color right there. Is it? Yeah, actually it is. I was worried it was a little bit dark for a second, but no, I think that is correct. And I will just pick a quick shadow color here. And there we go. Now the last thing I want to do is I noticed that there was almost a little metallic looking highlight on it, so I want to put that on. I'll just go and do that to each of them real quick. Alright, I have to give it its letter. Well, let me go ahead and just do my thing here, and I'll go back and fix its letter. This might actually be a little bit too yellow, but I think it's fine. Okay, Okay, one more. Okay, now let's fix the letter here. What letter are you? A. It's okay, I'll be zooming out shortly. A was kind of like that, right? Yeah, kind of a square A. Alright. And there we go. Overall details, maybe half done. But there we go. Okay. But yeah, I think that looks about right. I think I have a little bit less space between mine, but it makes sense. Alright, let's go ahead and, like, fix the little holstery bits. I just kind of want to merge all these together. Can I do that without separating everything? No, that's not what I want to do. Okay, I just have to suck it up and put everything together. Alright, time for some layer organizing. Oh, thank you. It's getting there. Oh, okay, can't do it like that. We do it like this then. Alrighty. So I just want all the, like, little denim pieces holding the paint in place to be all in the same layers. This way I can work on them all together. Because otherwise it'll be annoying. So... just taking a moment to organize my layers here. Oh, and I totally messed up the layer order. Is that a problem? Yeah, that's a pretty big problem, actually. Okay, backing up, backing up, backing up. There we go. Let's see here. This one needs to be on top, or this one? They both look messed up. Did I miss one? Oh no. I hope you're able to get your phone fixed. That, sounds quite annoying. Did I skip one? This should be correct. Yeah, now it's wrong and now it's okay. Okay. We're good. Just confusing myself for a moment there. Okay, there we go. And that should have them all merged. Perfect. Okay, let's get this shaded properly. So all of this is kinda like one big long thing. Why do I have that color picked? I don't want that color. Oh, because my brush is still set to overlay. Whoops. Oh no. Ah, truly a terrible fate. Not being able to look at the pretty art. It's okay. When it's done, it'll be posted out there on the internet where it will live forever. So the day your phone is all better, you'll be able to see all the colors in their full glory. Okay. Alright, I think that's about correct. Let's go ahead and put some lights on it. Excellent. At least you won't have to deal with it for long then. Okay, most of this area is still going to be in shadow, so I will just leave it like that. And just gotta repeat the process for all of them. Details. So necessary, but at the same time, so time-consuming. Yeah. Among other things. Having colors screwed up on anything is just sad. Having a broken phone in general is just sad. Very annoying to deal with. Not something I have to deal with often because I barely use my phone for anything. So, it doesn't tend to leave my desk very often. Hello there, Bloops. Okay. Welcome. Alright, I want some shadows underneath these, so I will plop some down here. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, I do everything at like a desktop, so I have an easy time with that. It's very nice. Okay, and I just want some shadows around all this paint here. Gotta do it a bit roughly for now. Just a bit roughly. And I will go ahead and clean it up when I clean up the rest of the details on the pocket here. Just want to make it clear that they're kind of pressing up against the overalls here, so there are shadows most directions. There we go. Okay. Step 1. Complete. Now to get the little, I don't know, strap thingies. Some of them are overlapping where they shouldn't. But that'll be pretty easy to clear up. Just little straps right there. Here we go. Okay. And now, finally, I think I actually have to get little shadows underneath the paint itself. From the straps there. Oh, and you did not get your top shadow. That's also important. Okay. Little guys up there will help make it look more three-dimensional and stuff. So, very important. Okay. Put a little bit of extra shadow there from the paint. The paint splash up in the foreground. Alright! There we go, I think I got it all. Let's take a look. Is there anything else I need besides the seams? The seams for the pockets and all the paint stuff there. I want to just do it all together at the end. Yeah, of course. Don't worry, I am honored to be background music. Okay, yeah, I think that's all right. So before I start detailing the pocket, I think I'm gonna go and do the buttons. Let me just group all this way I can collapse it. And never have to think about it again. Alrighty, button time. Actually, I think this button is supposed to be the same color as this paint. So I'll go ahead and do that. Oh, I already did. Awesome. And I'll just use the same shadow colors. So just a little button. You see this side, but there is just a little bit of shadow going all the way around. Just a little bit going all the way around. Okay. Now to draw the cute little UFO symbol sitting in there. I think I will draw it under another layer and merge it when I'm done. Just so that this way I don't have to worry about getting it right on the first try, because I'm not sure I will. So we got little UFO body there. I'm just gonna draw it as a blob, and then I'll add the shapes itself when I've got the big details done here. Let's see, how many... Just checking how many bends there are in that lightning, and I have too many. So there, it goes straight down, then to the side. Okay. So we have straight down, then to the side. There we go. So straight down. Same direction, same direction. And this is exactly why... I know, it's very depressing. This is exactly why I wanted to draw things on a separate layer. This way I can transform things into place much more easily. And it's okay, don't hurt yourself too badly staring at the phone. Nothing is worth killing your eyes for. Eyes are extremely useful. Okay. I'm just not satisfied with the shape of these lightning bolts at all. But I guess it looks fine. No, I hate it. I hate it. I've got to do it again. Okay, let me check the angles here a little bit better. Okay, so we got it going kind of like this. And then it goes back up. Got some thickness, and then it goes back down. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Oh great, now I have it stuck on the cursor. Okay. Most excellent. It's okay, I'm glad you're enjoying the process. I like sharing the process. It's a good time. Okay, next. And then this time it goes a little bit down. Oh. Krita freaking out here. And kind of like that. That's not right. Let's try that again. It goes a little bit down. And then like that. Okay, once I shape this a little bit better, I think that will be correct. Okay. There we go! That looks a little bit better. And then at the bottom, there's tiny little wheels. Okay. Now then, to carve out the rest of the shapes. Okay. The very top piece kind of goes like this. And then there's a little circly doodad in the middle there. And then up top here, there's a little tiny star. Little tiny star. Okay. Then here, there's 3 dots. And then the wheels themselves are kind of carved out like this. I think that looks fine. I'm gonna call that good. I'll leave it on separate layers just in case I change my mind in 5 minutes. I mean, I already changed my mind a little bit. I want to fix this wheel. But I think it looks recognizably like the other one. Or like the actual thing. Okay, there we go. Then I need a little highlight. I will just go ahead and put a highlight over the whole thing. Just like right there. Okay. I think that's all I need there. Okay, and then the other button. We will do the same thing. It's got a little shadow all the way around. And then I swear, every time I see the pattern on this button, it just reminds me of the symbols that you see on the girls' bathroom. So I'll go ahead and draw that. Okay, let me pick the color here. Very hot pink. So we got a little circle up here, little triangle coming down. I need the top part to be a little bit thinner. There we go. That is better. Okay. Then we got... Let's see here. I need you to be a little bit higher up. Boop. Okay, we got little legs coming out the bottom here. Little tail thingies. And a little ribbon. There we go, and I will once again just put a little highlight on things. Oh, that's not the right layer. This one? Yeah. Right there. Okay, there we go. Buttons. So now I guess I just go back to drawing the pocket. And the cuff of the leg. Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and finish those, and then I'll draw the buckle here. So this way her strap is no longer just floating and magically holding up her overalls with raw alien technology. Alright, let's make this part look nice. So this edge seems pretty alright already. Why do I keep wanting to zoom into 400% here? That seems dangerous. And yet, I am not going to fix it. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit too zoomed in there. So I just want to get this nice and smooth here. And I think I have this a little bit too squared off. I want it to look like it is wrapping around her body. And that the last part of the pocket is just over there somewhere. Hidden from view where we cannot see it. And then I think I want to curve this just a little bit more. Make it look like it's hanging forward just a little bit more. I don't want the dark part to be quite that thick. Thick, but not that. I actually think this top part might be a little bit too thick as well. So I'm gonna make it just a little bit thinner here. Just a little bit. I will add shadows from the buttons in just a little bit too. I kind of just want to get this outer part correct. Unfortunately, I can only draw one thing at a time. I still lament this. I'm sure my speed would go up considerably if my brain was correct, or at least, or if I could draw multiple things at the same time, like my brain seems to want to. It's extremely rude like that. Just wanting me to look at like 5 different things and can only draw one thing at a time. Most unfortunate. Okay. So just gotta get this bottom part now. I'm just trying to kind of get the line width here to be relatively consistent all the way across. Just all the way across. All the way. There we go. Okay. So I think all those shapes are good. Now I can do some of the other shadows and stuff. So like this shadow here. Kind of smooth that out just a little bit. I don't know. She liked one of my schedule tweets where I mentioned that I was drawing it. But I don't think I've actually, like, seen any further comments. So I don't know if she's watched any of it. But you can bet that I'll post it in her art tag when it's done, so maybe she'll see it then. All right. I'll do my best not to try to hide. Don't worry, I consider it very much a positive thing. I am just perhaps a little bit shy. Yeah, like I said, it is a good thing. I am just perhaps a little bit shy. But don't worry, I make a point to never let that shyness get in the way of good things. I want people to see my art. It's fantastic. I like it when people are able to enjoy what I make. I just might get slightly blushy about it. It's fine. Okay, now I can kind of perfect these shadows. Make them all look really nice. There we go. And there we go. Let's go give the buttons some shadows too. There needs to be like a little tiny one over here. This little baby guy. Most of the shadows are going to go down there, but I haven't drawn down there yet. I'm not going to worry about down there yet. Okay, so I think that's the pocket until I draw the seams. So, let's go ahead and do this little cuff. What's it look like again? Okay, yeah, I got it. So time to smooth out this guy. Who is still just a little bit blobby. Okay, gotta let the light curve around just a little bit, because I think it makes things look a little bit more three-dimensional. I like it, so I keep doing it. And then make sure that this part that's supposed to kind of represent where it's wrapping around her leg is cut off at her leg. So this way, it properly looks like it's going behind her. Okay. Gonna get this top part. I want this line to be fairly straight here. Super duper straight, because that's kind of the impression that the cuff of her overalls gives me when I look at it. And once again, another area that's supposed to kind of go behind her leg. This one is less clear, because everything is kind of going into the background back here. But that's fine. That's how things should be. Because, I mean, if you look at something in real life, when things go into shadow, you actually can make out less details. Unless you look, like, really hard or something. That's just kind of how our eyes see things. As things recede into the background and as things go into shadow, their details just become less clear. Optics are cool. Actually kind of going in and understanding how people see things. It's really interesting. The human body's wild. It does so many weird things. Okay, let's make these shadows nice now. I kind of have them blocked out. The reason is pretty simple. It's just, you have to remember that what we see is light. It's ultimately light bouncing off of things. So when there's less light, there's less to be seen. That's it in simple terms. That's why I say that optics are kind of wild. And I think learning about how people actually see things and how people work it's all just really interesting. I do try to incorporate some of that into how I draw things. True. Absolutely true. And you know what the scarier part is? You never really saw it in the first place. Not truly. Like, even places that you go often, can you truly say that you could describe every detail on your phone if you tried? Even though it's something that you're looking at often and use often. I'm sure if you tried to draw your phone from memory, you'd have a rough time. Because our memory of how things look is actually not very good. Okay. There we go. I think that's good. Let me give it just a little bit of light on the top here. It's not going to go all the way across, just part way. Okay, there we go. That looks pretty good. Now then... Yeah, I think before I finish the rest of the details, I'm gonna go ahead and do the super basic shading on the overalls themselves. Let's get those shadows in there. You should be. Your brain is a lying liar and can't be trusted. Everyone's is. So gotta be careful. It's okay, it's not your brain's fault. Your brain is just doing its best. Don't blame the brain, it's just doing its best. But that's why you gotta be careful of your own perception. Your own perception of things. Because even if you see it a particular way, that doesn't necessarily mean it's entirely accurate. Alright, I think I would like to add a couple more shadows to the pocket here. Just like... I had the layer locked right now. I don't want it to be locked. Just like a couple little guys going down the side here. No, that looks terrible. I wanted to follow the shadows on the overalls a little bit. Make it look like it's being pulled in a similar way. But I actually do think that this is true of a lot of mental health related things. You just gotta remember that just because you perceived something to be true does not mean you are correct. Your brain tells you things that are not necessarily true. And thoughts are just thoughts. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. Let's see, anything else I need to handle here? Nope. Let's go ahead and draw the rest of the seams here. Okay, let me double check what they look like. So only the side of the pocket has seams. Go all the way down. So the other side is off screen so we don't see it. And then there are little seams, tiny little guys going across this. Just little tiny guys. And then there's some on the lower ones as well, so I'll get those after I finish these tiny little guys. Okay, now for down here. These are also pretty tiny little guys. I'm wondering how long it took her original artist to draw all of these. Because, man, there's a lot. They don't take that long to draw, but there's a lot. Okay, let's see here. I've already got the ones like around the pocket and stuff. Oh yeah, I still haven't drawn the straps. I should probably do that, but... Well, I've already gotten started here, so here we are. Okay, and then just at the very top of the cuff. So just kinda... right through here. Why is my pressure sensitivity freaking out? Seriously, why are you panicking? Okay. There we go. Gotta just go all the way across. It's fine. Look, the details are important. I'm not gonna skimp out on them. Okay, so just on the top there. And I think that's all of them, at least until I draw her other leg. Yes. Okay, so until I draw her other leg and finish off the overall straps there, that's it. So let's go ahead and shade these ones before I forget. I've just been stealing the colors from the shirt. So here I can just easily lock the layer and just scribble over it. It's all good. Yeah, it's important. And down here. Okay, I'll use the other color for down there then. Okay, there we go. Where's my detail layer? Here we are. Let's go ahead. Get strap in here. Okay. So we got a fairly solid circle just right there. This part is square until it's not. So I'll draw the square first. So yeah, something like that. We square off the edges here. And then it's like pointy on top. Kinda like that. We're just gonna put like little cat ears on this buckle. I can get that a little bit more consistent size-wise. Shape does not want to cooperate with me. Come on, little shape. I believe in you. You got this. Okay, there we go. Okay. And then there's going to be the little thing that goes around. I'm going to do that on a separate layer in a different color, I think. Because otherwise I'm going to have a time. Okay. So it comes out the top. Kind of like that. Is it thicker? No, that's a pretty solid thickness. Probably should not be this zoomed in for this, but... Okay, there we go. There we go. So it comes out. Just trying to straighten it out as much as I can. And then... Yeah, the bottom part is fairly square. Does it go all the way across? Not quite, so it'll be a little bit hidden on this side, but it'll mostly show on this side. Just due to perspective shenaniganry. Okie dokie, and then it's... Actually, rather than going straight up, it kind of goes out. Got a little bit of an angle on it. See, this is why I'm doing it on a different layer. I figured that I would have a terrible time if I tried to do it on the same one. I knew the odds of me getting it right on the first try were pretty slim. Geometric things. They are a little bit more particular than just certain organic things. Like, you can draw a tree in, like, any shape and it'll look like a tree, but if I draw this in the wrong shape, it will look wrong. See, it already looks wrong. I need to angle this a little bit more, and this one a little bit less. There we go. That's much better. Okay, how far up does that go? So I just have this a little bit further apart than I probably should. So you know what? Sure. I can extend the overalls into a better spot if I need to. Let's get this a little bit closer here. Okay, good. I don't even have to draw more overall. This is fine. Okay, and here we go. Get them attached to each other. Oh, shoot. Yeah, this has to be on top of the seam, doesn't it? Oh, well, I'll just erase the seam. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You know, I'm always just happy to have you here. And I fully understand that my stream is more of the extremely relaxing type, so I do not mind being used as a sleep aid. I am not going to take that as an insult. Okay. Let's get this the proper thickness now. It's a little bit too skinny. Look, sleep is important. It is. Legit, not getting enough sleep is, like, worse for you than smoking. At least that is my understanding. Granted, this may just be the new PSA trying to scare us into sleeping properly, but I can totally believe it. I feel terrible when I don't get enough sleep. Okay, and I think that is a nice thickness there. Unfortunately, I don't have to draw the other one because it is behind things. So huzzah. Only have to draw this once. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Now, you know what? I already have the side of her shirt here figured out, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the back of the overalls here just to make sure I don't have to draw that. Yeah, the strap is on the back side there. It's okay. It's a sentiment. Not an apology. Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and just draw this now. Because I don't have to really draw the buckle, but I want to show just a slight hint of it. So we will see the part that's kinda coming down like right here. And then perhaps a little bit of the back. And like I said, it's all good. That's why I also felt the need to clarify that, don't worry, it was the sentiment, not an apology. It is not my fault you have to go to work in the morning, and yet, I feel for you, man. Okay, let's go ahead and make this look nice now. And then I can get all the shadows on the jeans themselves and all that good stuff. Or the overalls, rather. Look, jeans, overalls, they're made out of the same material. It's close enough. Go ahead and make it a little bit shiny. Because everything's got to be a little bit shiny. Very important. I like making things shiny. There we go. Okay. Oh. Yep. It's okay. Maybe someday you can find a job that you enjoy a little bit more. It needs to be a little bit darker than that. Yeah, that's a good color. I just need a darker color here so that this way I can shade that little button. Make it look nice. I do not want it to meld together with the little buckle thingy. Is there any, like, pattern or anything on the buckle there? Looks like maybe slightly, but I can't really make out what it is, so I'll just put in a little texture, I guess. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere mentioned anywhere on the design itself, so... Can't quite make out what it is. Hey, I mean, there are some jobs out there that aren't so bad, in theory. Granted, I guess I'm not so convinced either, so... I guess I'm not really one to talk. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure what this little pattern is, so I'm just going to put a little circle here, and I think that's going to be good. Okay, I can do it better than that. Let's try again. Okay, there we go. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. It really is. Cursor, there we go. Now we make it shiny. Because you gotta make everything nice and shiny. Alright, there we go. That's pretty shiny. Now then, this last one here. You see a little bit of the top. So I'll go ahead and put that in. And then this part is going to curve around. And I guess we see a little bit of this side. So I'll go put that in too. And besides that, I think that's about all it really needs. So there's no further patterning on it, right? Sure isn't. So, shiny. Time to make it shiny. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so there we go. There's the buckle there. Let's go ahead and put just a little hint of shadow along the side here. So it looks a little bit more attached as opposed to just kind of floating there. Okay, and now I gotta erase a few seams that go on top of it, because that's no good. Can't do that. The seams must stay underneath. Okay, and there we go. That is all of that. Let's go ahead and put the seams on the overall straps. And I think this is the last set. Almost there. There was a lot more to draw today than I expected. I forgot how many tiny details were on the overalls. Because, man, there's a lot. And it took a little while to get through it all. I kind of want to square some of these off, too. They're a little streaky. Little streaky. There we go. That's a bit better. Okay. I like it too. It's just fun. I like being able to just make bright and colorful illustrations that are just fun to look at. This is why I do this instead of like realism. Anime is just more fun. Okay, let's see here. I think that is everything until I decide to go do this leg. I guess I can do this leg now just so I can say I finished the overalls. That would be pretty cool. Let's see, I'm not missing anything, right? Let me go check my reference here. No, I don't think so. I don't think I'm missing anything. We got all the stuff on there, and the stuff there, and got those things, and okay, yeah. I guess I'll go ahead and finish this little leg strap while I'm over here. Where did I put that anyway? There it is. I guess we just see the slightest hint of it, so I might as well do it right. Put it in shadow there. Okay. Well, yes, I think that is all correct. I do not see anything that I missed aside from paint splatter, which I'm going to do later. I don't want to do paint splatter right now. So, yeah, I guess I'll go do the other leg here. Where did I even put it? There it is. Okay. Shape here seems fine, so I'm just gonna smooth it out and call that good. Because it's just a little bit blurry from all the transforming I did to the edges here. As is the usual for my process. There we go. Okay, yeah, that seems good. So I just have this dark shadow here that I'm using to separate it from the rest there. And I guess I'll go ahead and use that dark shadow to kinda show where the paint falls as well. A little bit over here. Okay, and then besides that, I just got this regular shadow here. So I think this part should be fairly quick. I will have to draw some seams on it, but... Oh, that reminds me. How do the seams run down her leg? They don't. Okay. We're good then. All is well. I do not have a bunch of other stuff to draw. And I put in a few indications that her knee is over there, so like that. And otherwise this is being stretched kinda around the leg here. Probably a little bit from up here. I probably just messed up my dark shadows a little bit there. So I should go check them. They're not super noticeable, but nonetheless, I want them there because they make me happy. Is that correct? Yeah, I think that's pretty okay. Now I just gotta kinda pull things around, make all of this look less hairy. Yep. I haven't done the leg or the shoes yet. What I tend to do is I do the layers on top first, because you can see, like, for example, here, this big paint streak. It's going to affect everything underneath. So I do the forward-most layers first. And then when things are kind of on the same layer or otherwise not, like, directly affecting each other, I tend to go from the top of the body to the bottom. Oh, no. I have not gotten that low. Definitely not gotten that far yet. It takes some time to get all the way to the bottom. The stuff at the bottom is like the last thing that I work on. Okay, there we go. Okay, that seems good. Now then, let's go get that little cuff here. I don't think it should be sticking out like that, so... I guess it is sticking out from the leg. This is just perspective shenaniganry. Because I never make things easy on myself. Okay, we're not gonna mind the leg sticking out for a second there. I will deal with that in a bit. I'm trying to comprehend on how this wraps around. So we have the leg, like, directly underneath. So this will also be directly underneath. Does it actually go like this? I think it does. Yes. Yes, that looks so much better. I told you, man, it's shenanigans. I only kind of understand how all of this is put together, but this seems correct to me, so I'm gonna roll with it. Yes or no? Yes, I think. I'm having to think about this one for a little bit. Because, like, the leg is directly underneath here. So I do think a little bit shows up on the other side. And then in theory, this should end, like... The pit of the knee is, like, right here. So it should start curving back around, like, up here. Curving, rather, not carving. So the, like... Yeah, the pit of the knee is up there. So it's gonna be, like, pulled into that. I just slated this for figure out how it works later, and now it is later, so I kind of actually have to figure it out now. Okay, pit of the knee is like right here. It's gonna be like wrapping something. This is definitely more correct than what I had before, so I'm gonna keep poking at this idea. So it kind of comes around, and it's gonna like get pulled in there. Perspective is wild, man. Okay, then I want it to kind of curve like that. Make it look like it's running over the leg a little bit more. I do not think it should be this strongly in front of the knee here. But it should be a little bit more strongly on this side. No, I need it to curve this way. I had it right the first time. I think that's correct. It looks a little weird, but I think that's correct. Yes. Okay, we're good. Okay, and I'm just gonna directly put the seams on... Actually, no, the seams aren't even gonna be visible. They're underneath the leg. Okay, yep. We're good then. I believe the overalls are done. Phew, that was a lot of stuff. And just think, I was like, oh yeah, I'll do this real quick before I go and do the shirt. But then I was like, oh, there's another detail there. And there. And there, and oh no. It keeps happening. Yeah, I'm actually not even completely sure if the folds around the knee are correct, but I think it looks okay, so I'm gonna call it good. Anywho, I've got a little bit of time still. Let's go ahead and start blocking in the big colors on the shirt here. So what I want to convey here is like this part is just going down. In fact, I think the way that I have this outlined here, it needs to come down just a little bit more. So I might have to go work on the back of the overalls a little bit. This is why I tend to do the layers on top before I do the layers further back. Just so I know exactly how much I have to draw. Is that too much? No, that seems about correct. Because yeah, that side's gonna be pulled. Okay, so let's go back to the back of the overalls here. Where did I put them anyway? Sorting through layers. I can't remember where I put it. There it is. Okay, we're good. Okay. But yes, that looks correct to me. We'll see how I feel about it next time, but right now, I'm happy. Okay, and it looks like I actually have most of this blocked out already, which is nice. Maybe a little bit right here. I remember doing the sleeve when I was doing the hand. So this is the side, so that's why all of this is kind of dark. And I think I'm happy with how I have the folds kind of set up here, so I'll just go ahead and leave it like that. Let's see, how do I want this fold? I do think I want it like this. When I looked at her shirt, it looked like it was kind of made out of a thick cloth. So I want to keep it looking fairly thick. And then I think the area by her head will just all be super shadowed. I would like a nice little dark shadow around the hair just to separate it from the shirt nicely. Oh. And her ear actually is visible. I should draw that. I hadn't realized that I had just completely neglected it. Okay, I want to pull the shadow color there. What layer did I put the ear on anyway? Where is it? Okay, here it is. I'm gonna hide the hair for a second just to make sure it's in the right spot. So we're gonna have a brief moment of bald Iofi. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. She'll get her hair back soon. Okay. And ear should be this color. I'll go ahead and draw it in the improper color first. Just so that I make sure that it looks okay. Most of it's under the hair, so I'm not really gonna worry about it too much. Someday I will learn how ears actually attach to the head, but for now this is fine. If anything, this is actually a little bit too big. Let's make it just a tad shorter. But I think that's the right spot, so I'm gonna go turn the hair back on. And we'll get the last couple of details in there. Okay, I lied. Hair's going away again. I want to put in the details here. So we're gonna draw the little earlobe thingies. Just something like that. I'll smooth it out once the hair is back on. Okay. Because yeah, I knew that a lot of it probably wouldn't be relevant, so I didn't want to put too much time into that. There we go. We've got ear. Let's go ahead and do some smoothing on the shirt, I guess. I've got maybe 10 more minutes. Let's see how much of this I can get done. Because the next time I can focus on things like her lower body and this arm that I just haven't gotten around to drawing. Although actually, before I do her lower body, I'll be doing the purple paint splash. Okay, let's get her armpit going here. I think I'm just gonna keep this area mostly simple. just keep the clothes looking nice and, I don't know, like it's made out of a thick cloth, for lack of a better term. I definitely want that part to be shadowed. And I want my shadows to be a little bit rounder than they otherwise might be. Okay, and I'll add a couple of lumps here and there at the bottom. It'll make the cloth look like it's a little bit thicker. All the way up here. And then I want to pay attention to where the side of her body is. I don't like this part. I'm gonna move this inward a little. There we go. And then I see that I have a little bit of residue that I gotta clean up, but that's fine. Easy enough to do. Okay, yeah, that looks okay. Let's see, where's the side of her body here? So I think it kind of goes like this. And then, of course, underneath the chest there, we'll just all be in shadow. Kind of defining where the top of her chest is at the moment. Yeah, her body's kind of angled this way. As much as I kept trying to draw it a different way, this is just kind of the way the thing shook out. And there we go. I think that's okay. I'll go ahead and put just a couple of folds up in the chest here to make it look more chest-like, I guess. Just so this way it doesn't look like mono boob or something. Because that would look a little bit ridiculous. And I want them to look a little bit bulky, just due to what I picture the texture of this cloth looking like. And this light will go right up against the darkness, the cast shadow from the hair. It's gonna go right up against it. Okay. I think that's pretty good, so we'll keep going. I think over there is all looking pretty good. This I want to keep fairly muted. I just want a little bit of extra darkness next to the overalls to kind of separate them a little bit better. This is one of those lights that doesn't, strictly speaking, make sense, but I think it looks nice, so I would like it to be that way. And then up at the top here, the overall strap is gonna be much closer to her, so the shadow will get lower or closer and closer to the strap itself, whereas here I'm picturing the overalls kind of, you know, hanging off her a little bit like this, so I'm leaving the shadows a little bit further away. Just a little bit further away. And I want to add just a few more little shadows or little clothing folds around the armpit. Just to show how the shirt is being pulled here. And once again, I will round them off a little bit, just to make the cloth look slightly thicker. And actually, you know, no, this isn't right. This has to stay dark, so this way it kind of recedes into the back. But the rest, I think, is fine. Okay, and I think that's shirt. Symbol aside, I will draw that next time. I don't really want to attempt to draw it today. But let's see, with that, what is left? So we have shirt symbol, we have the back arm, we have the legs, the paint, and then the background paint. And then the paint blotches that are gonna go, like, on her clothes and stuff. But I think that is it. Yeah, because the paint brushes on her leg are hidden by the foreground paint. All of this is fine. I got all the stuff on her head already. Yeah, I didn't miss anything. Other than, again, the paint that's gonna be splashed on her. Yeah. So, I'm getting there. I think I've probably got at least 2 sessions left. I'd be surprised if I could finish the rest of that next time. I mean, I was kind of hoping I could finish the rest of her body today, but you can see that there was a lot more to the overalls than I expected. There was a lot going on there. But it's okay, it's all done. And the rest of her, I think, is a little bit simpler. The shoes got some stuff going on, but I only have to draw one shoe, really. The other one is just hidden by paint. So should be fine. Alright, well, I think this is where I will stop for today. I'm very pleased with how things are looking. I think she is super cute. So, thank you all for coming, and I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all tomorrow.